Okay, well, this is the video I said earlier today I was going to do tonight. I don't have a fire going because it is hot out here. It'd be a little bit stupid to be having a fire in this kind of heat. But I'm sitting here in my little sanctuary, my refuge from the world, under the stars, doing the video. I have missed you guys so much. I really have. But I just have not been able to get into a groove, the routine of doing videos like I was before. I've had so much to deal with, so many ups and downs. And about the time I thought things would be resolved, then something else would happen. My energy is still low. It's still a struggle for me. With the diabetes that I already had with the hyperthyroid, and now the pain. So I'm doing okay right now. It's the ache is there. It's usually when I get up in the mornings is when it's the worst. My neck, it just kills me. It hurts so bad. And there's always pain in my shoulders, always. And I've had so much pain in my life that I've learned how to push through in spite of the pain. You can't just curl up and give up, you know. So here I am doing the video. I want to get back into the groove of doing the videos and sharing my thoughts, what little I know in this world, and hearing your thoughts as well. What you think, what you've been going through. So I do hope that in the comments below that you guys will share what's gone on with you in this past year. Because I just have not been able to keep up with all. Off and on, I'll try to pop in on somebody's video, or I'm not even been on Facebook much. My group has suffered greatly, and I feel really bad about that. I just haven't had the energy. I could not mentally focus. I just couldn't. I absolutely could not. It was impossible. You want to talk about shadow work? I've been plunged into it deep. The post-traumatic stress for me that I deal with as a direct result of the wreck. It was a huge white SUV, full size, that hit me. A big one, like a grand suburban thing, whatever. I don't know what type it was. All I know it was this big, giant, white monster. In my mind, it's just this huge white wall. It hit me right behind the driver's side door. Daddy had said if I'd had time to hit my brakes, it might have killed me, because it would have directly hit me right where I was at. It hit my old car so hard that it spun me completely around, facing the other direction. Completely caved in the driver's side of the vehicle. Totaled it. Instantly totaled the car. And for me, I'm okay driving until I see somebody waiting to pull out. And as I come up to them, I'm like, don't you move. Don't you freaking move. Don't you move. I'm just willing them to stay right the hell there until I'm gone. Because when I pulled out of my patient's apartment complex where she lived, I hadn't even got up to speed, guys. It wasn't even a full block. And there's a crossroad that goes over from one shopping thing to where Lowe's was and a bank. He was sitting there stopped. I saw him. There was a car in front of me, and there was one coming the other way from the intersection ahead. Just as I got to him, he floored it. Just bam. T-boned me and spun me around just that fast. Just that fast. It happened that fast. I could not believe a vehicle could go that fast to hit that hard in such a short distance. He was playing beat the traffic. He saw that car coming and didn't look to the right. He never saw me. He never saw me. He was just thinking, I'm going to get across before that car gets here. And instead, he just obliterated my precious new vehicle I had. New to me, anyway. So the impact, I slammed into the driver's side door, and then it threw me over to the other side of the car. I had my seatbelt on, and it jerked me, and I slammed into the console. So I've got the impact there with my shoulder here, whiplash in my neck. Just bam, bam, bam. Just threw me all over that place like a rag doll. And I blacked out for a second. And then I remember looking for my phone. I've got to call my daddy. I need my daddy. Daddy says when I called him, I was screaming. I don't remember screaming. I just remember he killed my car. He killed my car. I remember saying that. He killed my car. Why did he kill my car? He ruined my life. But Daddy said I was screaming, and he was trying to get me calmed down so he could find out where I was at so he could come to get me. It was, and I called my daughter, and I don't even remember calling her. I don't even remember calling her. That's shock. That's what shock does to you. But I came that close. I came that close to not being in this world anymore. Being taken out of this world because one person was in a hurry. Slow down, people. The store is going to be there. Where you're going is going to be there. There is no need to risk your life or somebody else's just to get someplace faster. Slow down. Lives hang in the balance. Is it really worth killing yourself or killing somebody else or crippling them for life just so you get to Lowe's faster or to the bank faster or Walmart or anywhere else? Common sense, for goodness sake. But anyway, this is what I deal with now. And I've had a lot of depression over this past year. It's like something in me broke. Something inside of me just broke. It was like the straw that broke the camel's back. I cried and I cried for days after that wreck. It gutted me that my dad, I don't even know how to put it in words, guys. My daddy had gone down to Charleston to visit my aunt down in Charleston. And he had seen before they left that my Aunt Debbie was selling that car. And he worked that out with her to surprise me when he came back. Had that planned all that time. And the day after he come back, they come up here with the car. And he called me into the living room in there, the dining room, his end of the house. And was showing me what they were doing. And I was blown away. I was in tears. And then a week and a half later, it's taken from me that quick. And it's not the car itself. It's the sentimental thing, you know? Something was precious. That was precious to me. That was precious to me. My daddy got that for me. It was precious. You can't put a dollar value on that at all. There is no dollar value you can put on that. But what's done is done. It happened, and I've had to go through a long grieving process because I was still grieving about losing Mama. And that's a grief you don't get over in a day, a year, a decade. There are people that are decades later still grieving because of their mama being gone or their daddy or both. It's a special kind of grief. But this is where I'm at in my life. 62 years old. I'm sitting out here under the stars, talking to a bunch of people on YouTube, and who knows how many will ever even see this video, but just baring my soul before the world. But I can honestly say that though I still deal with bouts of depression, I'm handling it better. And I'm understanding myself a little better. Having to work through a lot of things. You know, a few years back, one of my favorite people on YouTube, Lady Grave Dancer. I love her. I don't care. somebody don't like her, that's your business, that's fine. But she's real, she's raw, she's in your face, she is who she is. If you don't like it, you go your merry way, you know? She is who she is. And she has probably done more than just about anybody else to bring things down to a practical level in our lives as pagans and witches, whatever. Because she doesn't go by a formula. She encourages people to find what works for you. Any spell you read, make it work for you. If something feels like you're led to go a little bit different, go for it. If that's what resonates with you, do it. Follow your heart. It's your path. And she's straight up, I absolutely 1,000,000,000% agree with her on that. There's one video she did that has been in my brain this whole past year. She talked about witches who don't witch. Meaning, you got the tools, you know how to do X, Y, Z, then quit whining about it and freaking do X, Y, Z. And I get that, I understand it. And this is, what I'm about to say here is not to disagree with her. It is to put it on the other side of the coin. I absolutely do believe there are times when you can't. I don't care if you're a witch, if you're a Christian, if you're a Buddhist, if you're a Muslim. We're still human beings. And sometimes life will knock you on your ass. Period. And you can't function, you can't think straight, you're overwhelmed, you're in pain, you're in suffering, whatever it is. And you just lock up, like I've done right now. You can't focus. You can't maintain that focus. So my take on the flip side of the coin is ride the storm. And maybe that's what I'm going to title this video. Ride the storm. Because this too shall pass. This is what I have been telling myself this whole past year. That if you live long enough, this too shall pass. I look back through my life, and I have been through a lot of really horrible situations. And thank the lady, I'm still here. I'm still here. For whatever reason, it's not my time to go yet. All those situations passed. I rode the storm. I weathered the storm. One of my favorite iconic symbols is a lighthouse. Because I think about a lighthouse. Most of them are alone. They're out on a rocky promontory somewhere, shining a beacon out to warn the incoming sailors, do not approach here, be careful, reefs ahead, danger, danger. And those lighthouses are assaulted constantly by storm after storm after storm, by high waves beating at them, just beating at their foundation. And most of them last for a long time before they ever give way. For me, there's just something magical in a lighthouse. I don't know how to explain it to you. I think maybe you'll know intuitively. But each one of us, in my opinion, this is my opinion, my take on things, we're all beacons of light. Or we're a beacon of darkness, depending on your choices. Most of us are beacons of light. That light may be dimmed. You're hurting so much that the light is down to a very low glow, glowing ember. Fan it with oxygen. Breathe in more air. Fan the flames back up. And you once again become a light. Sometimes I think we have to go through the dark to appreciate the light. Because we take it for granted. We take life for granted. Now, I've lost so many people that my issue is not taking life for granted. I know how fragile life is. I know it could be gone that quick, and it almost was for me a year ago. But still, we can tend to focus too much on the storm. So maybe the lesson in that, and this is just coming to me, I'm just spitting it out as it comes into my mind. Maybe the lesson in that lighthouse is don't look at the waves that are beaten against foundation. The foundation is securely in the rock. So secure it's become one. Look at the light. Focus on the light. Focus on the light. We get too focused on the negatives, on the problems, on the challenges. And yes, there are times when you can't witch. You can't pray. You can't do X, Y, Z because you're human. We're all human. And we all have our limitations that we have to deal with. That's part of life, is learning to cope, learning how to weather the storm, ride the storm, to get through to the other side to find calm waters. And appreciate everyone along the way. Appreciate every moment of light, of life, of love, of laughter. And create as much laughter in your life as you possibly can. Hold on to the light. Live your life. Live it to the fullest. Be who you are. Embrace who you are. You're all beings of light. Every one of us. We're all beings of light. No matter what your spiritual path may be. Now, I have seen second and third hand that there have been all kinds of dramas and arguments about this, that, or the other while I've been away. I don't care. I don't care. Whatever the disagreements are, they're irrelevant. I'm sorry, but they're irrelevant. My perspective is from a higher point of view of understanding that this life is over before you know it. And life is way too short to waste it on arguing and fussing and fighting about jots and tittles and exclamation points or periods or commas, correct spelling on this, that, or the other, details. Sometimes details are important. Sometimes they're not. Most of the time, we take ourselves way too seriously. Everyone has their path to walk in this life. Walk it in love. Accept others in the path they're walking. If somebody is walking the path of being a Christian, okay. If their path leads them into Islam or Buddhism or Hindu, whatever, okay. Various forms of witchcraft, paganism, New Age, okay, that's your path. Honor your path and honor the paths of others. Live and let live. Life is too short for the hate, for the argument, for the frankly, for the bullshit. There's way too much hate and bullshit in this world. I don't want to contribute to that. I'd rather add to the light. I'd rather make somebody laugh. I'd rather comfort somebody and help them ride the storm. Ride the storm. You're stronger than you realize. You will get through to the other side. Just hold on through the night because morning's coming. Okay? Hold on through the night because morning is coming. It always does. So I guess that's my spiel for tonight. Share what you've been through this past year in the comments below. Your thoughts on these things. I read all the comments. I got a small channel, so it's not a problem. And I love reading whatever you comment. Please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate any and all support. And hopefully I'll get things set up where I can start doing some live streams in the next week or two as well. Until then, thank you for watching. Love to all of you. Blessed be until the next video.